Climate Smart, building our future. In order to reduce the impacts of climate change and limit global warming, the European Union has set itself ambitious targets for the coming years. By 2020, all member states have committed to reduce climate-changing greenhouse gas emissions by 20%. And the latest data shows the EU is well on track to meet that goal. The process will continue with targets for larger emission cuts by 2030 and 2050. One example of EU action is the EU Emissions Trading System, or ETS, which covers almost half of Europe's emissions. This market-based system places a limit on emissions from power production and manufacturing industries, a limit that is reduced every year. It allows participants to trade certificates corresponding to their emissions and also includes air travel in Europe. The EU is also taking action in areas not included in the ETS, like agriculture, the building sector and other forms of transport. Indeed, cars and vans account for around 15% of the EU's emissions of carbon dioxide, the main greenhouse gas. So legislation has been introduced to progressively reduce emissions from new cars, vans and other vehicles. And the EU is spearheading measures to prevent or minimize the adverse effects of climate change, encouraging and supporting national initiatives in member states. The EU is taking a leading role in global efforts to reach a worldwide deal to limit dangerous man-made climate change. After all, no country or region can respond to these problems alone. What's more, the EU is continuing its role as global champion, helping developing countries which are more vulnerable to the effects of a changing climate. The EU will provide 14 billion euros of public climate finance to partners outside Europe, a considerable increase on previous funding. Climate action can help the EU become less dependent on imported fossil fuels. It has benefits for our everyday lives too, such as improved health thanks to better air quality. Making our industry greener and more efficient can also help create green jobs, with new and promising prospects expected in engineering, construction and research and development, for example. The creation of these green jobs contributes to the EU's strategy for smart, sustainable and inclusive growth as it builds a clean, competitive, resilient, low-carbon economy. Climate Smart, building our future.